Hujambo mtazamaji wa Medal of Praise TV. Ninashukuru sana kwa kuchagua station hii. Jina langu ni Victoria Brenda. Ninakuletea The Light Show, where if you knew then what you know now. Ni furaha yangu kukujuza ya kwamba siku ya leo nimekuletea mgeni ambaye anaenda kujadiliana nasi masuala ambayo yanatuhusu sisi sote, wake kwa waume, vijana wote, wasichana kwa wavulana. Na kukaribisha sana kwenye hii program The Light Show. Nachukua fursa hii kumkaribisha ili aweze kutuambia majina yake. Karibu sana.
Asante sana Victoria na watazamaji na wasalimu, na nafurahi kuwa hapa. Nashukuru kwa sababu imekuwa hata ombi langu niweze hata kupata nafasi tuongee na watazamaji. So jina langu ni Jerry Gashohi, au ukitaka kuongeza daktari, kwa sababu taaluma langu ni also counseling psychology. So I have a PhD in counseling psychology. Though sana nilianzia nikiwa mwalimu. Yes, na napenda Yesu Kristo kama mwokozi wa maisha yangu.
Amen.
Yes.
Karibu sana watazamaji. Kama ndio umeingia, this is The Light Show, where if you knew then what you know now. Na siku ya leo tunaenda kuongelea mambo ya relationships. Na ningependa nimuulize, kwa sababu amekuambia she is a counselor, tubahatishi. She's going to give us answers today kwa yale mambo ambayo yanatusumbua katika mahusiano yetu ya hapa na pale. Na ningependa nikuulize, how does relationship begin?
Okay, that's usually a very nice question. Sometimes watu wanakaa wakiuliza, when do I know it is time to relate? When is the right time or the right age? I want to say that relationship starts by first the person being ready to relate. You see, we are growing and we grow from different stages. When we are young, we go to school and all that, and somehow even when we are teenagers, we still feel like we are attracted to the opposite sex, but somehow that's not the right time to start relationships. Because I believe when I'm talking about relationship, I'm talking about relationship that should gear up to marriage, or people settling down together. So if you are ready for that, then you can start relating. I believe that's why the Bible keeps saying in Songs of Songs, don't arouse love until it pleases. There is that time when love, or when you should arouse yourself knowing this is, I'm ready. And when you are ready, sometimes you know very well, you're more like, I'm ready to go, so you know where to start, either to wait for the vehicles, you know which direction you want to go, and in that way, you are ready to start a relationship.
Wow.
So I first want to say that readiness, or to be ready for a relationship, starts with me. Because if I start now, you know, if I'm not ready for a relationship, I meet somebody who seems just to be ready for a relationship, and before you realize he's even planning for wedding, that has not even been in you. Then after that you realize the man seems to have gone ahead, or the lady seems to be even planning hata ametafuta wasimamizi na mmoja ongea. Because you see, one was ready, the other one was not ready.
Yes.
So I think there is that issue first of readiness. Once we are ready, then I think we can position. Now the word position, you should not get it wrong. Positioning means you can be able to know any cue that can lead to a relationship. And what I mean by those cues, let's say like, we say you cannot relate with somebody you've never met. So the first thing that starts a relationship, let's say I'm ready to say what we call mingle. Okay? The first thing is, if I were in a situation where people are meeting, whether in church or whether in a wedding and all that, the first thing is, I may meet somebody because of one thing, what we call proximity. Because you can't get close to a person or relate with a person you have never met. So the first thing is, there must be some proximity. Okay? Proximity means I have met you, whether accidentally or purposely. Okay? Because you might be even in a wedding to Miss Mamia, and we are just supposed to be rehearsing. Oh yes, oh you are so and so, you are so and so. We have met.
Yes.
So if we are ever to meet again, you are no longer a stranger. So you are now like we have met. So that's why now the next stage goes to what we call now, somebody seems to be familiar. Okay? So we talk about proximity, then we talk about familiarity.
Yes.
Now, if we were to meet again, let's say we first met in church or in a wedding, then we meet again. Then I will say, oh, we met. When did we meet? Then we remind one another. Now we are no longer strangers. What is happening? Similarity. And similarity is usually sometimes the start of relationships. Because from there now is where now it be out of interest, you want to know what is similar to this person and me. Okay? So you can't move to the next stage without first meeting. Whether it's sometimes people meet or even on social media.
Yes, it happens a lot these days.
True, because what happens, maybe you are afraid to my friend.
Yes.
My friend has posted. And then I commented. And then it's like, you get a comment from me. So even when you find me again, I know I saw Victoria. Who is this Victoria? And maybe whatever they call the DM.
DM me.
You DM me.
Yes.
So you inbox me, you DM me. And it's like, oh, I would want to, I've seen you comment on an area that I'm interested. So now you see, there is the first, so what has brought you together? The proximity is social media or a social event or church or whatever. But then from there now, familiarity will come. If I find you again commenting somewhere, I'm also interested in, maybe we meet again in another occasion, that now we go to the next stage of familiarity.
Yes.
Now, what now goes beyond there is now you're ready to relate. That's the time now you go to look for what is similar. We call it similarity. And the problem with young people is that they meet first. The next time you are not a stranger and we want to go out for a date. Without knowing what you like or what you don't like.
There's no similarity.
There is nothing that is similar. Because there is this part where, like now, let's say I come and now I'm interested, I'm in choir. Oh, and then we also meet in choir. Oh, you love singing? Or I mean, maybe I'm involved in books, reading. And then you say, oh, you also love books? Oh, we meet in a supermarket. Oh, you usually come here? Oh, this is also my supermarket. And then we find ourselves now maybe walking along as we do our shopping. I see what you're shopping. And all that. What is happening is the similarity part. Yes. But now the problem is now beyond there, you don't start a relationship with only similarity because you don't know this person yet. Yes. Because beyond similarity, hobbies and all that, there's a matter of values, interest that takes a long time to know what that person really has those values.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I think that's
Dear
a lot.
Viewers, that one answers our question. How does a relationship begin? Na ametuanzisha vizuri. And I'm thinking these days we don't have that time of similarities. We don't. You ask a child, where is he from? And she does not know.
That is it. Do you know where he studies? No. It's nothing. But we love one another. It's like, oh, it was love at first sight. Never. Now that's how it fades away very fast. Love at first sight. Because you don't know how many he met that are first sight. Even this lady met another one. And so how do you differentiate between those, the one you met this time and the other one you met? So I think that's where now, if you are serious on a relationship, you already know what you are looking for.
Wow. Kama vile ambavyo ametuambia watazamaji ya kwamba in relationship kwanza ni lazima upatane na mtu alafu uanze kujua mambo zake zile ambazo anapenda. Pengine mlipatana kama vile alisema kwa Kiingereza mlipatana kwa harusi, baadaye mkapatana kwa supermarket, alafu anasema oh you look familiar. Unajua that's how we start like mom you look familiar. Nimekuona wapi? I program. Yes. And then kuna hiyo similarities ambazo amesema. So don't jump everything because she's going to teach us today. Vile tunatoka sasa kwa relationship after engage dating. Because I think the mistake that we do these days, we begin from dating. Yes. No, he is mine. You can even fight with a person saying that guy is mine. You begin from dating.
Kwa harusi.
Can I ask you a silly question that goes around?
Is okay?
Someone said that mimi nampenda kwa sababu meno yake ni white sana. Does such thing do happen?
Yes, if that is what we are looking for, the container. Yes, I'm using that because sometimes we are so mesmerized. Ile tu inatuzubaisha ni meno. Na hiyo meno, hata wewe ukienda unaweza suguliwa na iwe white. Okay? So that is not, because you see, it's okay. I think I don't want to say that you're going to marry a creature without due respect. We are not talking about somebody who is fearful, anakustua tu, ukimwangalia.
Yes.
But I think there should be more beyond the looks.
Yes.
The first time when you see a person and like you like the person, now the next time when they are familiar, you almost like him, maybe how they dress, how they do, and all that. So that is something that sometimes attracts us first to people. We familiarity. You just look at this person, the face, you know, the dressing, you know, and all that. But beyond that, now we go to the values, the content of this person, the qualities, the personality that are different from what you see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen
because
to that.
you will utastuka wakati mwingine ukiona mtu yule uliona kama ni mzuri, mumeenda pahali mnaongea, mtu akuja mguze vile atamtusi au utamwambia, utaangalia unajua huyu. Sasa even yale vile the way I may disrespect to you, the same way you would disrespect.
You know, people say that those contents I read, and they say if your girlfriend mistreats a waitress or a waiter, that's how she's going to handle you. Now, Mom is teaching us today. She's saying that we should take our time. Sasa kwanza kuangalia values, personality of this person. And sometimes we just hear what a man is telling a woman. A man tells me, you mean everything to me, and all this and all that. Now I cannot sleep. This man, I cannot sleep. No, I want to put his photo. Because of what he has told me. It's not because of what I have found about him. Sasa tuambie, we are now in this relationship. What and what are we supposed to see? Na tunaanza kusema now, although mtu nimemlike, kuna zile red lights. Ninaona kuna red lights mahali.
Now, let's say like you've started chatting, or maybe you've started meeting, and maybe you find, maybe even comments. You see, like one of the things also, when you meet somebody on social media, before you say you can like what he has put there, but if possible, take time to go through his profile. If it's genuine, see what he has put there, what he has posted. Because you see this online, though there is always a lot of lies in social media and all that. Somebody even can put a profile that is not his, even the profile picture and all that. But if let's say this person you met, and you don't want to know the person, it is good to do a background study. Get to know whether he's a Christian. If you're a Christian, you don't want to know which church does he go. Sometimes even from his comments, you can almost know what his biblical beliefs or faith, so that you may you find somebody who seems to be always controversial and have also things, then you need to ask yourself about this, because we are saying it's not only about somebody who is next to you, it's not somebody who is familiar. Similarity, very key. For instance, because why people would stay together and for a long time is if we can be able to walk together. The Bible says two cannot walk together unless they're in agreement. Amos 3 verse 3. So you must agree on many areas. What is your place of the Bible, or missions, or if you love missions, if witnessing, if you love prayer, if you love singing. But if somebody said, I'm not that church person. Church,
amen.
Then, and you are one of those people who believe this is my faith, this is my values, then that's a red flag.
Don't assume anything.
And don't compromise anything to win a friendship. I believe relationships start by where people have acceptance. You accept me the way I am. I may not be tall, maybe I'm short, I'm slender. Don't keep telling me, ungekuwa mnono kidogo, ungekuwa mrefu. Those are things that somehow I would rather tell you, enda kutafuta hii mnono.
It's like I love you.
So,
lakini kama ungekuwa mrefu
kidogo, hata hiyo macho yako ingekuwa. Sasa kuna vitu huwezi badilisha. So kama mtu amekupenda ni vile uko, na pengine there are some things you can improve, maybe your hair, makeup, or whatever, kwa sababu pengine unaweza kuwa unaweka wigi ya kustua, lakini anaweza kuambia you look nice, lakini weka wigi namna hii siwe inakuja mpaka hapa, unakuja hapa
inafunika jicho moja.
Inafunika jicho moja, unakaa hapa ile. So if it is that for self-improvement for your good look, but not trying to change things or telling me things that I don't have any power or authority to change.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are also those things that a man or a woman can introduce in a relationship that are not so good at all.
Yeah.
Negative things. For instance, anza kusema sasa nitumie picha zako.
Yeah.
Ukiwa kwa bafu, sijui nitumie nini. And you're like, it happens. And you'll find a person replying like, I've never done this. Anza anza leo. You know, this person is teaching you something. It is very negative. It is very bad. Lakini sasa tunaambiwa saizi angalia red flags.
Yes.
And we have people who assume that. Like I'll have to do it. There's always first time in everything. I'll have to do it because I like him.
No, liking him, and for such a person who is even asking for your physical attributes, then that person is not interested. He's not loving you, or he has not loved you. He has lusted over you. There is lust, and lust is usually just self ni ubinafsi sana. Unataka tu peke yako ufurahie, uone mwili na kila kitu unataka. But the problem is, as you post those things, you are getting more degraded. You are just feeding his whims and appetite. Zile anatakiwa awe amepeleka msalaba kama ameokoka.
Yes.
So I don't know what one of the things that is a red flag is this. In case somebody tells you to do something that you have never thought you ever do, or it contradicts with your inner conscience. Hiyo, the meaniness, that conscience ni muhimu sana.
Yes.
And I believe, mimi naamini ya kwamba kama mtu anatarajia ya kwamba anaamini Mungu ya kwamba katika mapenzi ya Mungu Bwana utanipea yule mtu tutaishi naye ili tuweze kutimiza hatima yetu katika maisha, then you will allow God to lead you, because if you don't do that, what will happen? Utajiangalilia tu kama vile wakati Samueli alienda ku anoint the king. It is important to realize Samuel is a prophet.
Yes.
Now he sent to go and anoint a king.
Yes.
For him, what looks like a king is somebody who is built. Ile tunasema tall, dark and handsome.
Yes, miraba minne, mtu mwenye miraba minne.
Yeah. And here unasema sijui cubes. Whatever abs. Sometimes that is your ideal image. And so for Samuel, a king must be handsome. A king must be a good stature. A king must be, either a man of war and all that. So when he's brought the three sons, Dathan, Eliab, he's like, I'm confused, because the first thing is like he saw one and he said, king. Now behold, the chosen one of the Lord is here. Sometimes that's what we just look at people and we just get mesmerized. Wow, behold,
finally
he's here. Finally he's here. And he seems to have it all. But the Lord has a conversation with him, tell him somewhere, this is not how I look at people. I look at the inward part, I see what is in the heart, and don't look at the outward appearance.
Yes.
And so there is this young man who comes, not one who you think is a king, but he had the heart of a king.
Yes.
I know, he just comes, he had not even time to bathe. I know he was sheepish, he was smelling sheep, but he just appears. And somehow, I believe that he came whistling and maybe with his rod and his ring and all that, and comes in and he's like, I was telling some people in a wicked family were saying, and he's like, guys, you mean you were to eat? You had a feast and you didn't
tell me.
You didn't tell me. You would have eaten.
Where is my plate?
You would have eaten and forgotten me. And it's because he comes and fights the feast. And Samuel had said, we are not eating until he comes.
Yes.
So he comes and fights the feast and doesn't know whose name.
Yes.
But he didn't know he was a subject, because God sees the heart. And that's why the Bible, the Lord keeps talking about David, a man after my own heart. I want to say this, and especially for people who love the Lord. If we trust the Lord and we believe, because about righteousness is believing God.
Yes.
Why was Abraham accounted for righteousness? Alihesabiwa kuwa haki kwa nini? Aliamini Mungu.
Kabisa.
I will make you, I will do this. Hiyo ni yako Mungu. Mimi yangu ni kuamini. So what you do and how you do it, it is not me. I'm aged, my wife is barren, but you have said you're going to do it. That's what it means to believe God. And I keep asking, do we trust God that he that realized that Adam needed a helper is still in the business of today thinking about us. How many times do we confess that scripture? I know the plans I have for you. Plans for welfare, not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Lakini tunafikiri Mungu tukimwachilia, atutafutie mtu, atatuletea mtu wa kutustua. So you are in your business looking for that tall, dark and handsome, or a lady who seems to have everything.
Yes.
As you are, maybe ile poster uko nayo kwa bedroom
yako.
Yes.
Yes. Na kuna watu wameharibu hiyo wakasema ya kwamba God gave Adam Eve na Eve akaharibu maneno. Sasa wanasema God alinawa mikono akasema sasa hii story ya marriage is between humans.
Kutoka hapo sasa mjitafutie. Lakini sasa ukipewa ukitafuta na iwe baya, then stick with it. Wacha kusema kuuliza Mungu kwa nini. Because you see the problem is we are ready to blame God when it doesn't work. But when we feel like we have it all figured out, hatutaki Mungu. You know, I look at our lives like a petrol station attendant. You know, gari inapita tu ikiwa bio na pengine hata unamwambia hiyo geji yako iko chini. Au unaona kitu mtu wa garage anamwambia na hiyo gari yako unahitaji. Hapana, kuna shida. We go on. But for the attendant is just telling you, or the owner is telling you need fuel. You need to move with fuel. But you see what happens? You go there and then you are stuck in the forest. There is no fuel and all that. Or gari iko na shida, and then after that you skin. Now, why didn't he tell me? Kwa nini yangu? But there was a warning. So I think if we listen carefully, we will get those things that the Spirit of God tells us very well. Yes, like you tell me, there are times you fight somebody and anasema, sijui kwa nini. Lakini kuna kitu.
Yes.
Ni kama sipendi. Lakini unajua sasa, ona miaka yangu. Sasa sijui kama ninaweza pata mwingine. Hiyo lakini, please.
It is a red light.
Red flag.
And you said something also because there's this thing people say. A lady will say that mimi sipendi hiyo kitu kabisa, lakini once I get married to him, I'll make him change. I'll make him change.
I like people who give them their unajipea project ya lifetime. That's a project. Yes. So you're not marrying a husband, you're marrying a project or a wife who is a project. Ya kwamba nitamua kwanza halafu nitambadilisha. Na kama mzazi yule alimzaa akiwa mdogo bila kujua kuongea na nini, hakuweza kumbadilisha. Unapata mtu ako na meno 28 or 32 na ako na manners na behavior na nini vile pale amepitia, kuna vitu imemfanya awe namna hii then and you want to change him. I'm married 32 years, but I've not changed my husband in some areas. Those things, we call them, like they are called, they imprint, what you call it, implicit memory. Kuna vitu tunapitia katika maisha na zinakaa na sisi.
Yes.
Implicit memory ni ile ya kwamba anafanya jambo au ninafanya jambo bila kufikiria. Like we find it funny, we go to brush our teeth.
Yes.
If I go earlier, mimi huwa nafinya toothpaste pali yoyote, sina shida. I don't know why, but I think he tells me wewe unajua ni kama ulikuwa unajua you had no issue with toothpaste when we were growing up. Maybe the fact that my father was a teacher, he was brushing every day as he goes to school. So at least there was toothpaste. But now, so hii kitu ya kufinya pahali popote, I have never wondered why should I anzia huko chini.
Yes, unaanzia chini kupanda.
For him, yes. For him, anytime he comes, naona anashika anaanza kutengeneza hivi. And I ask him what? Si tufanye hivyo tukiona inaisha. Says now, why do you finya? And we agree. 32 years, we have agreed. Wewe tengeneza, mimi nikipata, unless nifikirie, I put it now consciously, naenda kuitengeneza. For me, nakuja kubrush, nafinya imetoka, kama nimefinya tubo au mgongo au wapi, bora kuna kitu imetoka, I have no issue.
So changing an adult.
So you can't change, it is imprinted in me and also in him.
Yes.
So people sometimes want to change others. What about if it was a worse behavior? Yes. Like people who say, or like those who either grew up in a family where they saw their father cheating on their mother, or having those relationships, and it's like, he's even in the church, he's an elder. So what happens in this innocent child? You know, you don't want to say your dad is wrong. So what happens? You get the wrong, we call it a script. You get the wrong script. That it's all right. Or it has no problem. As long as the other person najui, na unaendelea kumpenda, si lazima ajue. You see? So you'll find people who have some such scripts, and they are Christians, and they don't have. So some of those things are very key.
They are red flags.
Red flags.
Don't assume anything. That's we are talking about a relationship. How does a relationship begins? Na umetuanzishia vizuri. I'm wondering if mimi nilianza vizuri kama hivyo venye umeelezea. But anyway, lucky are those that are watching today.
True,
this is the light.
Hakuna haja ya kwenda kwa giza kama kuna mwangaza.
Haina haja. Napenda Medal of Praise TV kwa sababu inatuletea programs ambazo we are not really paying for this. You're getting counseling.
Yeah.
Just like that.
True.
Just like that. So ni vizuri sana kama mtu atatazama kipindi alafu aamue kubadilisha fast. And we have people who does not even love themselves. No, I want this man to love me so much so. Lakini mimi mwenyewe, anything he tells me, it is correct.
Yes.
You as my mother, if you come and tell me something, I'm like, what are you saying? Kwa sababu hata ule mtu anaweza niambia achana mama yako. Mama yako unajua amezeeka. What is she telling you? And I'm like, you're right.
Yes.
You're very right.
That is a red flag. Yes. Any person who dishonors or disrespect your parent, your pastor, or any person who is significant in your development and growth, then that one would disrespect you.
There you go.
So that's why you find some people who are cheated and they are told, abia mzazi unaenda kuona kazi. Halafu mnahepa, mnaenda Nairobi, mnarudi mnaenda pahali. Sasa mzazi akikuja unasema tulikuwa tu kwa kazi. Ni udaganyifu. Si amejua umedanganya.
Yes.
So no one knows where you are. So if he ever wanted to harm you,
he would have done that.
He would do not, no one would know.
Surely.
So, and that's why it's important for every one of us. Please listen, ladies. Anyone who really loves you, and I tell my daughter, unajua hukuanguka kutoka kwa Mars mpaka saa hii. Saa hii mtu akiwa naona wewe uko mrembo, kuna vile umeudwa. Yes. Kuna yule amekulea kutoka hapo. Kuna mtu amekusomesha. Kuna yule pengine you are there, was there for your emotional needs and developmental needs and physical needs and financial needs.
Yes.
So, mtu akikuja all of a sudden nakwambie udanganye mimi, then hakuheshimu, hakudhamini.
That is very true.
And he can do anything to you as long as he knows where's your man.
Oh.
Yes.
It is very dangerous.
So, many times I keep saying, I don't have to really meet them, but I keep asking, mnakutana, guess when? So, anaitwa nani? Just that.
Yes.
Mama hata nikikwambia huwezi mjua, nasema the name is important because you see what will happen if you went and maybe disappeared. I'll have a name. There is this person. Lakini ikiwa sijui
mtu anakuambia usimwambie.
Hata usimwambie, ataenda kwa shosho. Unapiga huko unakaa mpiga.
Sana anakuambia mama mzee pia anaenda kwa shosho. Unaenda
kwa shosho hakuna. Msichana hajarudi. Ako wapi? Alafu baadaye ndio unasikia ati aliolewa. Hiyo kukosa heshima, hivyo ndivyo tu
atarudi.
Maisha itakufanya. Kuna siku utakuja na what will happen, sometimes you find marriages or relationships kuwa very abusive kwa sababu hata mwanzo ilikuwa baya. Udaganyifu, mnadaganya. Yeah, you start wrong, it continues. It's not just about, my husband keeps saying, it's not about things going wrong. They start wrong.
They started wrong.
Yes, they start wrong. Yeah, they started wrong.
Huyu mwanaume amekufunza uongo hajakuoa.
Muheshimu, akuheshimu abie, by the way, I have a mother. I have a dad. Yes, and I would want them to know where I am. Kama nitachelewa nitawaambia. That si lazima mwambie hapana, sahi I am still under my parents' authority. That is important.